In a rapidly expanding omniverse of sci-fi content, two Terrans try to make sense of it all. From the latest to the greatest to the most thought-provoking science fiction content on the screen, we bring you Crowded Space Podcast.
I'm your host, Eric.
And I'm your other host, Jarod.
All right, we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, the Holiday Edition.
Holiday Special.
Or Holiday Special.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
I
sir.
really feel like they could have just gone straight up Christmas special on this one. Because it was
You
all about
don't want to
Christmas.
cross that line now.
But-
You don't want to cross that line.
Yeah, I mean, they're crossing lines anyways. I just feel
We
like
got a
go-
Christmas
go-
tree. They talk
I'm-
about Santa, you
I'm
know.
all about, like, hey, whatever, season's greetings. We don't always have to make it about Christmas and Christianity. I get that, but in this one case, why not? It was all about bringing the Christmas cheer to Peter, to Star-Lord. So
Because he was sad.
yeah, I forgot, why was he sad to begin with?
Because he misses Gamora. Because Gamora's dead. This is obviously a spoiler. But anyway.
Yeah, dead, but alternate reality.
Yeah,
Gamora,
which is
who doesn't-
which is kind of weird.
She fell in love with him once.
Just
It
like
will probably
this
never
alternate
happen
reality
again.
stuff is too much for my brain sometimes. Honestly, like if you're gonna kill her off, right? But
In this case, I'm okay with it because it didn't really involve too much time travel.
which is a shame because I love Gamora is one of my favorite characters in the Guardians.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah,
She's cool. I like her, and I like the actress. She did a
I
good job.
definitely felt her missing from the special.
Oh,
I'll say that.
definitely.
So shall we restart with just a recap of what went down in the special to set it up, and then we'll talk about what kind of before we get into the review of the special itself. We'll rewind a little bit and just talk about our impressions of the first two movies.
Yeah.
And
all right,
then-
let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. The
in
first
general,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But just we'll set us up. What was your take on what this special was about?
The special here or the movie itself?
The special.
All right, the
holiday
special, I liked it because it was
recap what you think what the plot was for
the
everyone.
plot. Well, the plot is because Peter Quill's feeling sad because Gamora's gone and they were close. They were a thing, and that his mother's gone. So pretty much everybody in his life that he was close to is gone. Even if you want to say his dad, Ego, but that's a
that's
whole
true.
other.
He's losing parents. And
He's just got a fucked up life or something like that. But anyway, I digress. So to me, I see it as trying to do bring Christmas cheer or holiday cheer to Peter because he feels sad because obviously when he was young and they do this cartoony thing. They talk about in the past when he was a kid.
Yeah. I like how it kind of started off with a cartoon.
Yeah.
And it gave me that kind of kitschy, campy Star Wars holiday special vibe to it.
Oh my
so
I'll never forget when you let me borrow that on
my
VHS.
copy I got at a Trek convention of the holiday special.
Yes.
Yeah, kids got it easy. They
Oh
can
my
just stream that
gosh.
stuff on YouTube now. But in the bad old days, you got to get bootleg.
I don't even know what people. I don't even think people will
copies.
know what a VCR is.
Oh, you'd be surprised. They may not know what they look like, but they're like, oh yeah, something on tape.
Just Google it. You'll be able to find it on there. But anyway, so like I said, so in order for him to feel better, they Drax and Mantis, which is hilarious because I love those two. It's just,
Okay. Yeah, they're maybe my least favorite.
You don't like
too.
they're like,
Just
dude,
that's-
they're like the third string of the team. They're way in the back.
It's
Like if they
It's
carry
just
the
that
golf,
sorta
they carry the
dumb-
golf clubs, when the team's going golfing.
No, they're pretty clueless. But that sort of dumb humor just doesn't resonate. It's usually a miss for me.
Don't go too far with that. You might want to keep that on the list for yourself. Because I'm the opposite. I kind of like that sort of humor that they have. At least it wasn't Groot running around saying I am Groot for like 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Now that would not be good for me. But anyway, like I said, I like the way that, and then of course they talked about he gave that big speech about Kevin Bacon and Footloose, which is a good movie. And you know what's funny about this is I read an article that Kevin Bacon didn't even know about it until he watched the movie.
What?
The whole reference of Footloose and how he gave the speech.
Oh, okay.
And then he watched until he watched the movie itself, like not the holiday special, but the real movie. And he was like really. And when they wanted him to do the holiday special, because that's one of he plays it himself. Dude, he was ecstatic. He really wanted to do it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I'll bring this synopsis home. So, yeah, to cheer him up, they get the idea of
getting Kevin Bacon to come to the holiday special. A little bit
of brainwashing and straight up good old fashioned kidnapping. They do manage to bring him to nowhere, right? Which is a fun setting. Again, it was already in one of the movies, but essentially it's where people from all over the galaxy.
It's like it's like the Tatooine of space.
Yeah, I think it's a little even more fringe and desolate than that.
Yeah,
it's a hollowed out celestial.
They're like mining the goop out of it,
right? Like that, and kind of essentially where everyone goes to watch the galaxy die. But still a fun setting, and that's I think a good chunk. That's really the holiday special in a nutshell. So what did you think of the first movie?
Like going back to the movies.
Yeah, let's go back to like.
I thought it was one of my favorite movies of all.
It's amazing, yeah, especially because they were such as a comic book collector in the 80s 90s. The Guardians of the Galaxy were B team.
Yeah, and you know what, dude?
They were nobodies to me.
Yeah.
They were C D team.
You know what? I collected them. I collected Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really? Oh, I might have I'll buy a first issue.
Yeah, I had some comics of Guardians of the Galaxy. And then there was another Guardian of the Galaxy set in like a far timeline, which was really cool. I can't remember.
Yeah, I only knew him from crossovers with in a couple of Avengers or Fantastic
Four. But the cool thing about the movies, and I mean, I love the guy, but there was no Robert Downey Jr. in those. They kind of made their own thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
They kind of made their own path.
And yet, when it was time, I thought that they melded in with the rest of the universe actually fairly well. So, yeah.
Perfect. They made their own road, which I loved. I loved every character, even the third string ones. Like Drax was great.
He definitely gets some great moments, and
even Groot.
I like his. Whoa. Oh, I'm down with Groot. I think it's a great idea for a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really surprising. Yeah, it was one of these movies that everyone in my family loved it.
Yeah.
Right? Like parents loved it. Brother loved it. We all agree. It's a really fun movie.
Yeah, I think Ben really loved it too.
Hella cool soundtrack.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fun references.
Definitely.
Doesn't take itself too seriously, but takes itself seriously enough that like the action.
Yeah.
It really expanded the universe and introduced some of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, the whole cosmic part. The whole like cosmic.
I'm Star-Lord. Who?
Yeah.
Just some wonderful, wonderful scenes for sure.
Universal Outlaw.
And then come on. Rocket Raccoon, they couldn't have brought him in. I can't imagine a better Rocket Raccoon. They just nailed that.
Yeah, it was all. And then the second one.
Yeah,
the second one was not as good as
bad.
It was not as good as the first one, obviously, because that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, I really feel like they used up all their good songs in the first one, and it's like the second one's like, so soundtrack's okay, but wasn't as just groovy awesome as the first.
What's that?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
It's just like, oh hey, I thought I cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off. I'm the one that does that to you all the time, remember? But anyway, the whole ego thing. Kirk Russell, love him. He's great.
Maybe that's the worst part of it. Is like, oh, you made me hate Kirk Russell because he was the bad guy.
He was an asshole.
Kirk Russell shouldn't be like the
dude. He should be the best dad ever.
He's like I'm an intergalactic player, bitches.
Yeah, yeah. It was
spoil.
could have been a little
too.
bit better, but I think in the end they were both
just the
good.
whole like, oh, your father's an asshole. Okay, Marvel, you've done that. I think we can find another kind of plot point.
Yeah,
to go around, but
that's the thing with that too, is that's what it falls a little short, is the whole like father, bad father thing. I feel like it's been overplayed. Oh. But anyway, so I think
yeah, and then I guess we said a little bit about them in the other Avengers movies and Infinity, and that they kind of moved in fairly seamlessly. Again, what I did like is having Star-Lord next to Iron Man. You really get to see even more starkly how kind of a joker Star-Lord is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you just happen to have some celestial blood and access to cool equipment. Iron Man just straight up has his shit together.
Yeah.
And is badass.
Yeah, that's the thing with that is like you definitely saw the differences between the two characters, because even if Tony Stark's a Joker too, right? He's a different it's a different type of humor than Star-Lord's humor. So I thought it was good. But they also came out with a video game, which I was telling you about. You should check out. It's a really good game.
Ooh, yeah. The screenshots I saw that.
The mechanics in that game is phenomenal. And
both
my son and I, we both finished it. It is a good game. It's a really good game. It kind of follows through with almost like a Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but not like the movie, but on its own in between.
Yeah, I really appreciate it when a video game does that. Like, oh,
and the music.
We're not going to spoil anything.
Music is awesome. You can pick your music. It's really cool. Yeah, it's super cool.
Makes sense. It's again, the music, the soundtrack is such a big part.
They keep it right to that too in the game. So, yeah, if you could get it, anybody that wants to try out a good game, that's a good game to get, especially if it's cheap. Like especially with the holidays being around.
Tis the season, yeah. I just picked up Titanfall 2 for under $5, and it's
it's
that game
is it I think it's a year old. I want to say maybe 2 years old now. So,
tis the season for sweet video game deals.
So anyway,
so let's get back to the holiday.
Let's
special.
go back to the twirl it around. Back to the holiday special.
Yeah.
So you want to do the old categories?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's do it up. Let's go with the good,
bad, and the ugly of the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Now streaming on Disney Plus.
So, do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Yeah, let's hear you're good.
So my two things that I enjoyed was definitely the dynamic between Drax and Mantis. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. I just thought it was hilarious. I just thought it was funny. Like, you go to
there were
Earth.
some great scenes.
You go to Earth and they do
really
some really silly things, and of course Drax being Drax does his stuff. But
for them being at the Walk of Fame and getting their picture taken and making a bunch of money, I'm like, okay, that's good. That's just fun writing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been done before.
And I liked that.
That's just still well done.
You know what I really liked about this? The really good thing about this? There was no wokeness.
I think there's other ways to, if you want to talk about that. I think there's other ways to talk about it. But
he did the cut.
Yeah.
But anyway, definitely it was fun.
Let's just say
it was. I liked it that Kevin Bacon was in there because I'm a fan of Kevin
Let's just say that, the message that they were trying to get across was just one of kind of holiday cheer.
Yeah,
the idea
it was fun.
Yeah, that we do things for our friends because we love them.
Yeah,
and that's reason enough. And I really like that as a message to the whole thing. And I guess that goes. You did a good, I'll do a good, and I'll bounce it back to you. That was my good, I guess, was that the whole thing really captured the feeling of kind of a campy, good old Marvel special holiday edition of your favorite comic.
It's true.
Where they do something
you're right.
silly. I'm like, why really, why would Beast wear a ugly holiday sweater? But sometimes it just works, right? Sometimes it just works.
You just want to have fun.
And just because I thought that it had that right amount of heart to it, that all of the silliness and antics and everything that was almost like that would never happen. Why would people in nowhere give a hoot about about Christmas or anything like that? But it all just worked, because they just went for that Christmas cheer, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I was forgiving of some of the other bad and ugly. What was your other?
The animated stuff, like you said, I love that. It felt like the whole old school. You know what I mean? It had that whole. And the beauty of that is you could fill it with the animation and not have to worry about getting a bunch of children to act, some children actors, and then the people. Yeah, it used to be a big mess.
Oh,
this allowed it to be, and then it's like a story sequence, right?
You don't have to worry about a 7-series contract for young Peter Quill. In case they want to tap that tree.
Yeah, and then it gave you that. It gave you that dream sequence of them telling the story, because that's every time it was a story. It was and that again, cartoon.
I like that little story where he's like, this makes you weak, boy. We don't give gifts.
Right, the Grinch taking the tree down.
Take her and what belongs to you.
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed that.
And then he does open the gift, and it's like, so. And is that how we're supposed to take that? Is that gift from Peter started off his whole thing of collecting? Because didn't Yondu have his whole collection of trinkets?
He also, you know what he got from Peter? It's an Easter egg. This is a spoiler, so make sure if you don't want to hear what he gets, you have to plug your ears. But it's Baby Yoda. That's what he got. It was
that a Grogu?
Yes, it was a little Yoda doll.
Oh.
Well, I would say either Yoda or Grogu, but
okay, huh. It didn't look like that to me.
It did. It had big ears. It was like a Yoda doll.
It did have some. Yeah. Okay.
It was cool. Easter egg, man. I'm telling you.
Look it up. That's what it was. I want it to be that. I'm not sure.
It's gonna be that.
I want it to be that. I hope it is.
Hey, I said it was. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Animated parts were great. That was a nice way to cap the whole story.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Just kind of like the song. It started with this kind of silly. Song of musicians in nowhere being like, hey, I heard from this person that heard from this person that heard from Rocket that heard from you what Christmas is really like. It sounded cool. We made a song, and I love how they just got it completely wrong.
And that's the kind of opening sequence.
Well, really and again, cool. It's and this whole jab at like, hey, also we've got Christmas wrong as a society as well.
Yeah, and plus, right? How many damn songs can people write? Right. Turn the radio on.
You only
Somebody's
need one,
got it.
And Mariah Carey wrote it.
White Christmas. That's all Mariah Carey right there.
I'm more of a Jingle Bell Rock sort of guy. I'm totally joking about Mariah Carey's mastery supposedly over Christmas.
All right, so that's the bads.
That's
next.
all the good things that we had to say about it. No, I think we can sprinkle in good there. Because overall, I really enjoyed it.
It was good. It was entertaining for sure.
And you know what? 45 minutes, I'd say anyone, if you like Marvel, it's worth the 45.
And the beauty of that
is
that it's entertaining. I want to be entertaining. That's exactly what it did. I don't want to like.
Oh, my other good Nebula. Every scene she was in, she stole the show. So great. Just I love how they play her grumpiness, her getting her gift. Yeah, her gift to Rocket. It's worth watching.
Don't say it. You need to watch it just for that.
We can't spoil that.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Oh man. All right. I'll just say Rocket always gets
I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling in the holiday spirit. I don't want to spoil that gift.
This old Christmas Grinch watched the holiday special, and now his heart grew 3 sizes too big. He won't spoil anything for a whole day.
At least for the whole hour, anyways.
For a whole podcast, spoil free. Watch, you're gonna spoil something in about 10 minutes.
Oh, I will. You know how that goes.
I will. Just maybe to be spiteful. Where were we with
the bad? We're going in the bad now.
Okay.
The bad zone.
They gave Nebula.
No, it was a good call. I like Nebula. So.
Or she goes off hunting Kevin Bacon. Don't kill him. You don't need a gun to go get Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
You want me to find him? She cocks her gun.
Yeah. So what was the bad for you then?
Cosmo.
Oh no! Yeah, I love Cosmo. I get it. Like
No. They got it all wrong. I don't know if the dog passed away or they didn't have the rights to the animation or whatever, but they got it all wrong. Cosmo is supposed to be like a Russian dog.
So you saw Cosmo in the What If then?
Is that where it is? Is that where?
I thought I read that in the wiki that Cosmo was part of the universe in there before.
I think he was in.
I vaguely know Cosmo from the comics.
Well,
guest appearances, cameos, and then a little bit from playing Marvel Snap, which by the way is a wonderful little dive into the Marvel universe for like 10 minutes. Not even, the games are so quick and fast paced.
The card game you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh wow, they got.
Is it fun?
Great animations and voice acting.
They've been pushing it. They've been pushing that.
And yeah, no, it's gained a lot popularity really quick and really.
Well, they'll need it because all the other movies have been doing jack shit in the box office.
Ooh, shots fired! Shots fired! Sell your Disney stock now, people. Recession's coming.
That shots fired could be a good drop, you know.
Yeah, shots fired. Headshot.
So yeah, Cosmo should be a Russian and should be a male dog. Sorry, and not what was that dog? Like it was red. So I don't even know what kind of breed that. I'm not a dog guy, so I don't know. I think Cosmo's a yellow lab. I'm not too sure.
It was a cute dog that they picked. I like the little rig and the speakers to talk through. No. I was just happy to see a dog to Cosmo. And I'm like,
when you play the game, if you get the game for yourself and you play
Cosmo's
he's in the game,
that's how
majorly in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he ever unofficially part of their team though, or just?
I think he was. Yeah.
He just takes care of nowhere. Like
I think he was part of their team in the comic. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up, but when I collected them, it was like in the 80s, so it's like
little.
Okay,
I like Cosmo, but it's funny that our good and bads are almost flipped for the most part. Especially in some of the other movies, I'm not a huge fan of Drax and Mantis and their just cluelessness. It's just I don't know. It worked in some parts, for sure, and I definitely get a chuckle out of their antics. So, it's not all bad. Just in general, I'm like, oh, it's not. I was hoping it would be more Peter or Rocket or anyone but these two, honestly. But
I don't think Peter would work. Why would he go for himself to get his own gift?
No, I'm just whatever. I just before I knew the plot or anything, I'm like,
And you know what, dude? And you know what? They probably couldn't afford Bradley Cooper to go and
No. I mean, I'm sure that's all part of the equation here. But wouldn't you have rather seen maybe some Peter and Gamora getting together in a holiday Christmas under the mistletoe cutie thing?
Maybe, but it's just not. Maybe that's for
kidnapping Kevin Bacon for half an hour.
But I think that's like in their third movie that's coming out. So.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Confirmed with.
I don't even know, but Adam Warlock's in there.
Adam Warlock.
Oh
so
yes, Adam Warlock.
That could be cool.
Pimp.
But yeah, Cosmo is supposed to be totally badass at least in the comics.
He is in the video game too. He's
toe
badass.
to toe with Adam Warlock. So we'll see what happens there. So it's not all that bad. And again, they had some chemistry for sure. I'm not going to deny it. Like I said previously, I liked them doing all the photos, and the bar scene was like, it was just not super creative. But it's like, hey, they were getting drunk in a bar and spent all their money and, well, whatever.
It's kind of like, You know what I mean? Could have not had that scene. You know, would have been,
Oh,
it would have been 35 minutes long instead of 40 minutes long.
But, if that's the worst thing I've got to say about it, I'm like, I just didn't like those two. And even though I didn't like those two,
it still worked.
Really, it still worked. So, Did you have any other bad or?
No, I can't think of any. Which is interesting. Now, I guess we can move on to the next one. Because if you can't think of any more bad, then I can't think of it. Let's go to ugly.
Yeah. Who wants
What's
to
yours?
start with the ugly?
You.
Okay.
Because I started last time.
So in the vein, in honor of our ugly for She-Hulk, the ugly here was Groot. I think I've seen Halloween costumes that look better than that Groot. They really called in. I think they blew their special effects budget on getting Kevin Bacon because that Groot.
I feel like it was a cutout. Like a paper cutout.
It really just looked like someone with the big chunky foam thing, and then they touched it up. They touched it up just lightly with
Stand
some
right
CG.
there. Everybody around him, don't touch him or you might fall apart.
Yeah, exactly. That duct tape, he's sweating out of that duct tape.
He's got a couple popsicle sticks holding him in the back.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to sweat out of that duct tape if you guys touch him. So let's just wrap the scene up. Get he was barely in it, but the scenes he was in, I'm like, ooh, Groot. And I get it. He
was at the end, too.
Growth phase.
You want to watch it till the end because they always play something. So.
But he got chonky and short and just didn't. Yeah, it was ugly. And again, Groot's a fun character. I think they really underutilized him. If you can't get Vin Diesel to do the voice, I don't think anyone's going to give a fun.
I think he's on there.
I think probably. I'm just saying.
Well, dude, they probably have a bunch of tracks. All right, they spent 2 hours. Vin Diesel's sitting there for 2 hours. All right, say I am Groot. All right, say it with feeling. Now say it with passion.
I am Groot.
Come on. No. That's your character from Fast and Furious. We don't want that.
Yeah. I am Groot.
But he's the smartest one.
I am family. I am Groot.
He's the smartest one, dude. He probably made good money on that. $40 maybe? Something like that. I don't know. Anyway. So yours was that.
Yeah.
Mine was a lot of Christmas songs. Too many songs for me.
Oh, it didn't
bother
faze
you?
me.
It's just too many for me.
It's officially after.
But I get it.
Thanksgiving.
It's a holiday
It's
special.
after Thanksgiving. Give it to me. Okay, the Kevin Bacon singing the song at the end.
But he has his own band. He's got his own band.
He can sing. It was a good song. I was just like, I don't want to do this right now. Is how I felt about it. I'm like, okay, yep, you can sing. Yeah, it's not.
Well,
bad.
that's the thing they do now.
Lyrics are fun. I was just not in the.
Because look at Johnny Depp. He's got his own band too. Because they're bored of making money as actors, so now they get to make money as band singers.
Right.
When you have money, you could do anything you want, I guess.
That's how you get athletes thinking they can act.
Yeah. Or wrestlers who think they can act. Like,
who told you could
Drax?
act? The director of your Powerade commercial?
So anyway, that's pretty much it.
There,
that's pretty much it for me.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, I'd recommend anyone to watch it. Just real quick to sprinkle some more good in there.
You always do that.
I liked how they decked out the whole nowhere and Christmas again. Suspension of belief, but like screw it, it works.
And it's really a small part because actually, if I remember nowhere, they were flying through it with their ship. So this is like a little tiny section of nowhere compared to.
A little neighborhood.
It's like a little neighborhood.
All the gifts at the end that they gave each other. There's some really good scenes in there. I guess I can't spoil.
Don't spoil it.
The gift.
Don't spoil it.
Got.
No.
But the gift to Groot, the Game Boy, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
It was the whole because he was playing that one game so much, and then a Game Boy is something kind of from Peter's. It's kind of like from Peter's childhood. To give it to him, and it's rare to get a Game Boy, I'm guessing, in nowhere. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah.
And you're like Nintendo, so just a plug-in for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the Game Boy myself was.
We had a lot of fun with the Game Boy, so.
Oh well, yeah. For us, it was the DS that or even the Game Boy Advance. We played with the GameCube quite a bit. So
Yeah.
it's a good time.
So that's it.
Yeah, who's outro? Is it my turn on the outro?
Yes.
It's kind of confusing, but well, yeah. There you have it. The first and last impressions, really. The good, the bad, the and ugly, actually, of Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Right.
Again, in general, we both enjoyed it and recommend it to just about anyone that likes Guardians or Marvel cinematic universe and
especially
in
that
general.
especially that universe, like the cosmic space one was pretty fun. Is the whole thing, the whole premise. So if you haven't seen Guardians, the movie, the first two, you're living under a rock, but that's okay. You should rewatch them because they're pretty good.
Yeah, and so with that, I'm your other host, Jared.
And I'm your host, Eric.
This was the Crowded Space Podcast. And remember, it's not the destination, it's the journey. Peace.